All right, today we're going to tackle conditional logic. We're looking at two really powerful tools to make your code way cleaner and easier to read. We'll be exploring the mighty switch statement and the super handy ternary operator. So let's dive right in.
So let me ask you something. Have you ever been writing code and suddenly you realize you've created this monster chain of if, else if, else if, else if? Yeah, we've all been there. It's that classic scenario when you're checking one single variable against a whole list of possible values.
And it usually ends up looking something like this, what I like to call the if-else labyrinth. You're checking a month variable. If it's 1, it's January. Else if it's 2, it's February. And on and on and on. I mean, it works, right? But wow, it's clunky and can be a real headache to read.
And the source material we're drawing from here is super blunt about it. This is exactly what you don't want to do. It's just not efficient. So okay, if this is the wrong way, what's the right way?
Well, let's introduce our first solution, the switch statement. This thing is purpose-built for this exact problem, and it offers a much cleaner and more organized alternative.
And wow, this side-by-side says it all. On the left, you've got that messy labyrinth we talked about, where the computer has to check each condition one by one all the way down. But on the right, look at that switch statement. It's like a central directory. It takes the variable once and then jumps directly to the right answer. So much more elegant.
And that's really the bottom line. It's not just about looking prettier. It's often genuinely more efficient. In some languages, the compiler can optimize a switch into something called a jump table, which literally lets the program jump straight to the correct code block. So you get a win for readability and a win for performance. It's a double whammy.
So, how does it all work? It's pretty simple, actually. First, you have the switch keyword, and you give it the one variable you want to check. Then, inside, you set up a case for each specific value you're looking for. When a case gets a match, its code runs. Then, and this is super important, you hit the break statement, which boots you out of the switch block. And finally, you can add a default case, which is basically your safety net, your none of the above option.
Okay, two absolutely critical things to remember. First, do not forget the break. Seriously, if you leave it out, your code will just keep on running into the next case and the one after that until it finds a break. This is called falling through, and it can cause some really weird, hard-to-find bugs. Second, while that default case is technically optional, you should almost always include it. It just makes your code safer and more robust.
Okay, so switch is fantastic for those long else-if chains, but not every decision is that complex. What if it's just a simple binary choice, just one if and one else? For that, we have an even slicker tool.
Think about this classic scenario, checking if a student's grade is a pass or a fail. Come on, we've all written this exact code. A standard if-else works fine, but it takes up, 4 or 5 lines for what is basically a simple yes or no question. We can do better.
And we can. Meet the ternary operator. It's this beautiful little shorthand for a simple if-else. The best way to think about it is like you're asking a question in your code. You state your condition, followed by a question mark. Then you give the result for true, followed by a colon, and then the result for false. It's that simple.
And here it is in action. Look at the difference. On the left, you have the standard if-else block. It's a little wordy, but on the right, the ternary operator does the exact same thing in one clean, elegant line. It just shrinks that whole if this, then that, otherwise this other thing logic down into a single, beautiful statement.
So we now have these two awesome tools in our coding toolkit, the switch statement and the ternary operator. But being a great developer isn't just about knowing the tools, it's about knowing when to use each one. It's all about picking the right tool for the right job.
And here's a little cheat sheet to help you decide. You're going to stick with your classic if-else chain for complex logic, when you're checking different variables or using a bunch of different comparisons. You'll want to use a switch when you're comparing one single variable against a list of specific constant values. And you'll pull out that slick ternary operator for any simple two-way choice, especially if you're just trying to assign a value.
So now you've got the tools. The next time you're coding, I want you to just pause and look at your conditional logic. Is there a long if-else chain that's just begging to be turned into a switch? Is there a simple if-else that you could refactor into one clean line with the ternary operator? That just leaves one question for you. What part of your code are you going to clean up first?